Welcome everyone. It's an exciting day today to be here. I'm Greg Wathen, co-CEO with Tara Barney, co-CEO for the new organization. Before we get going on, I do want to mention a couple of folks that are Ashley from Senator Young's office. Ashley, where are you? She's back there. There she is, right back over there. Certainly Mayor Winnicky from the city of Evansville, Commissioner Musgrave from Vanderbilt County, Commissioner Saylor from Warwick County. I'm making sure we haven't missed any other elected officials. It's really important for us because this is a public-private partnership of making sure both that the public sector voice is well heard. So one of the things that I'm going to be doing today as being part of April Fool's Day is that we're going to be talking about the blending of our organizations, but we're going to be doing that through coffee. So what you're going to be seeing, I know, so what you're going to be seeing over there, you're going to see 4 different coffee blends. And part of what we're going to be able to do with this is, well, we want you to taste those blends, tell us what you think. We're going to create our own coffee blend for the new organization. So that's part of the extended branding and everything else that we're doing. So we really wanted to explain that whole thing. We saw that idea in an inner city visit in Omaha and loved the idea and thought, why don't we just, we're great at stealing things, why don't we just bring that to us that are here. So I'm going to turn it over to Tara Barney, and Tara's going to take us from this point.
Greg. And thank you all for being here. It's really fantastic to see you all. I've been here now for more than 3 years, and I feel like I've got a million friends in this room. And Greg and I and all of the staff couldn't be more appreciative of you turning out for us, because these 3 staffs that are coming together have been in the business of cooking up this new organization for essentially a year now. And it might seem like it was just these last few months, but I couldn't be more excited to have a chance to work with the team that makes up this new organization. So what are we doing today? We want to share a few things with you. One is our new name. And I will say just a word about that, because our 3 organizations came together through the work of a great committee. We had representatives from all 3 organizations who met week by week by week. And probably the biggest success we achieved was coming up with a name that we all liked. And so we've done that. And you know how daunting that can be. So the new name of this organization is the Evansville Regional Economic Partnership. And put that out in your thought process. And the first thing you'll think of is, what's the short version? And so we start out with, well, it could be ERP. That's probably not where we want to go. So we quickly settled on EREP as the available colloquial reference. But we are very pleased with the name of the Evansville Regional Economic Partnership, because we think it speaks to a few things. Our region is comprised of many great communities and many important counties, but the MSA that we will be using to talk to the rest of the world about how great we are starts with the word Evansville. So we thought that was quite important to be part of the name. But we also wanted to be very deliberate about recognizing that this is a new partnership. It's built on some existing partnerships that are very strong and have proved quite successful. But this new partnership is something we want to be very deliberate about articulating and communicating out. So we've done that work. We have put together a new brand and a new logo, which we want to share with you today. And we did that work with this talented team that we have. So I'm going to ask a few people to come up and kind of stand here with me before we share our new look and logo. Shanna Ramsey, you're somewhere? Please hang out up here. And Abby, and Ashley, and Audrey Burkett, who has been, among many things, the lead of this process. Ashley, come on, join us. And Vicki Schmidt, wherever you are. These are the people that we kind of said, we need a look. It's got to do all these things. And lots of times you hire great partners, some of which are in this room today, to do this work. But I want to tell you, this group did a phenomenal job, and I'm very pleased with our new look and brand. We want to share it with you now. So I don't know how we make that happen. Is somebody going to do some magic?
Ashley's going to make it happen.
We'll make it happen. Oh, that's why you're standing there, Ashley. So this is it. Now, what does this mean and how did it come together? We are very appreciative of the investment we have and will continue to have in E is for Everyone as a mark of our region. We are deliberate about wanting to make sure that our Ohio River is coursing through this new look. But I think very important is the fact that this look is assertively forward-leaning. The directional arrows give us a subliminal perspective on where we're trying to go. For those of you who know how important an airport is to a region, it's not lost. It should not be lost on any of you that there's kind of an EVV in there as well. So depending on the audience, we think this has a lot of power for us, and we love the fresh new colors. If you haven't connected the dots between those colors and everything you see around here, we are very proud to be in this building. And this building has been an energy center for the work of these organizations for many years. It's a great asset for our region. Many of our other partners that are in this building are part of how we can serve business and community going forward. So there is a deliberate alignment between this building's feel and character and this new logo look. But the bottom line is, we had, I don't know, 5,000 different versions of this. So credit to Shanda, who spent every night, I think, creating many, many looks. And what this group of talented folks here with me did was they were frank and harsh, and they pushed this around in a dozen different ways till we settled on this package of looks. So if you're interested in our brand information, we've got a little summary sheet here you can take with you to tell you more about that. But we think that it will represent the region well. I'll be the first to say that there'll be probably other language points and titles we use for some subsets of our work, because we are very deliberate about making sure that we're great partners with the work of Posey County's economic development effort. Jenna, thank you for being here. Gibson County's great work, and I know Patty's here somewhere. Patty, thank you for being with us. And certainly the work of Warwick County. And we've got great friends in Henderson, so we want to make sure that we are able to be very supportive of all the elements that make up the Greater Evansville region, because that's where our employees live, of all of our businesses. And one of our big challenges is making sure that we are the region that employees want to continue to live in or to come to. And so that's all been part of how we built this brand look. So I will not belabor this. We've got information for you. And I will turn this over to Greg and get out of your way, sir.
No problem.
And in my vanguard duties, be sure you leave with some kind of, visible reminder today.
And there's nothing better than trying to create a new logo by committee. It's just really exciting. It always works so incredibly well. That's why we leave them to the professionals and get out of the way. So we're really going to be talking about what are we doing today. Again, the coffee, but we're really talking about the blending of 3 organizations. And it was deliberate. A lot of times you blend organizations together. Sometimes mergers are of convenience. We really looked at it as more effectively developing a growth strategy for the future. And how do we position ourselves within the region to provide greater value, better value for all those various partners on both the public and the private sector side. So with 3 organizations that came together, the Growth Alliance for Greater Evansville, the Southwest Indiana Chamber, and the Economic Development Coalition of Southwest Indiana, under this new umbrella of the Evansville Regional Economic Partnership. So for us, it's an amazing in terms of journey, and candidly, it was a rather quick journey based upon the leadership that we had getting us to that point. And so we're here to announce today as well the new chairperson for EREP, and it is EREP, as we're going to Jim Ryan. So if I ask Jim to come up and say a few words and talk
Well, what a great turnout. Thank you all for coming today. It's fantastic to see this collaboration that's happening today and the collaboration that's happening in our own organizations. Before I'd like to go further, though, I'd like to recognize and ask them to come up our former board chairs. So Linnell Walton from Gage, Kurt Begley from the Chamber, and Beth Higgins from the Economic Development Coalition. It's only fitting that all of us are standing here today because this was not an effort of one, this was an effort of many, both on the public side and the private side and the existing organizations. So without Greg Wathen, CEO of the Economic Development Coalition, Tara Barney, CEO of the Chamber, and Ellen Horan, CEO of Gage, we wouldn't be here today. The board chairs that are with me today, we wouldn't be here without that great collaboration between our public partners, our private partners, everybody coming together and think about how do we make our region better? How do we advance the region's interest? Time is only going faster, and we need to be more nimble, we need to be more effective, we need to continue to evolve and change. And so this is a great spirit of that collaboration that comes together to make this change today. So I couldn't be more excited to be a part of the new organization. All of us are going to do this together. I think it puts us in a pretty unique position to be one of the best regions in our entire state. You know, the governor recently announced a regional recovery initiative. This puts us in an excellent position to be leading on that forefront, right? To harness all of our resources to move forward. The community's been working on Talent 2025 as a big initiative, and it's all about attracting new talent, retaining new talent, driving new economic outcomes for this region. And I think this group, this collaborative group has that opportunity to be on the forefront of being really effective in that. So I just want to thank everybody that's here today for that opportunity. I know it's going to be hard. We've got a lot of hard work ahead of us, but I'm excited to get started. I'm excited about what that opportunity is going to bring, and I just want to thank you for coming and supporting, you know, this new organization as we move forward. Here.
Right. What we're going to do, well, more or less than not words as much as it is, we're going to bring up the ribbon. So that's part of what the chamber traditionally does. That's what we're going to do. We're going to cut a ribbon, and just to show that we're co-CEOs, there are 2 big scissors. So everybody feels like we can slice and dice with the best of us.
So of course that doesn't happen without me getting a bit of time. This is a time-honored tradition. We do not want to miss this opportunity. But I'd be remiss if I wasn't in this space and didn't say a couple words about what this work is about and what we do in this space. Gage has, one of the hallmarks of our predecessor, the Growth Alliance, has been innovation. And so we have done all we can to make sure that we build that into this, bake that into this new organization. And so you'll see that in every aspect of our work. But in the space of innovation, we've gone from a red ribbon to a white ribbon today. But seriously, so we'd love to have the staff come up real quick. And Commissioner Shoulders and Michelle and Commissioner Saylor and Mayor, would you join us here? Sure. And be part of this? I saw Commissioner Shoulders.
Commissioner Shoulders there too.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But I'm not going to tell her.
I think I'm going to be up here.
Someone
We are going to get the scissors. We're going to right behind us. The scissors.
Oh, we'll be
Careful, guys, these are super duper. Are you over here?
Are they really? Okay.
There are never short scissors in the world of ribbon cutting.
Okay.
Sharp, please. Those are awesome. Okay, don't take it yet. We gotta have a countdown.
Okay, ready?
Tight ribbon, tight ribbon.
Ready, guys? Tight ribbon. All right, tight. 3, 2, 1.
Hey.
I sort of got it. I can't sign up.
And we've got Commissioner Shoulders in work. We're holding our new label.
We've
I
got.
gotta speak to this group for just 1 second, because in fairness, our 3 organizations, I just want you to level set for 1 more second. Yes, we've been in the business of innovation through our partner Gage and through the work of all of our organizations in the past, and we will continue to be very much in that business, and I want you all to hear that loud and clear. And we're going to do that because our new organization lets us build a lot of subject matter experts, and you see a lot of them right here, and that will continue to be how we build our organization and our staff, so that this region can count on great partners to all the other local economic development partners there are in this region. And I want to say, for those folks that have been longstanding supporters of the Chamber, we will continue to be a Chamber of Commerce. So we're going to continue to be fiercely committed to a great business climate, because a great business climate that allows business and civic to succeed is the underpinning of all we want to do in this region. So I just want to take 1 second as we cut that ribbon and articulate what Greg and I and our many board leaders in this room have been long committed to, and that is that we will build on the strengths of these predecessor organizations to really stand up this new one. So that's my turn it over to you, sir.
Well, I'm turning it right up. I think we're going to be talking about, so the work that we currently do, which has been a lot, all of that work, none of it has actually stopped during this entire process. I know there's been a lot of different kind of mergers, especially on the private sector side. You have lots of teams. We're the team. And so as we put everything together, we have to continue doing that. So we have a few things actually coming up, such as
We do.
tomorrow, the very first thing.
Yeah, we wanted to just, again, be clear to our friends. The new organization will stand up some different events, and we'll continue doing some historic events. But even tomorrow, we've got a business summit with the University of Southern Indiana has put it together. University of Evansville is an active partner in it, as is Vincennes and Ivy Tech, and Henderson Community College. And it will be about bringing our academic partners together with business leaders to talk about the talent path. So that's tomorrow morning. Our new organization is very deliberate about wanting to be an engaged partner with our members and our constituents and our investors in building a broader understanding of the value of diversity and inclusion in our work. So we will be kicking off a series of conversations in that space, and that will be starting on May 5th. You don't have to write these down, believe me, we'll get them all to you. And significantly, next Friday, we're hosting the Lieutenant Governor for lunch. And Suzanne Crouch, we all think it was a friend and a neighbor, but she represents what the state administration is thinking about where they want to go. And so our chance to hear from her and influence her is a powerful partnership that many of us take full advantage of. So for those of you that have not lived and breathed coming to chamber luncheons, this is your opportunity to try one out that is being hosted by this new organization. And it's a chance to be at one of the early events that will be possible as we've come through the COVID process. We will still observe great protocols, so count on bringing your favorite mask. But that's a few examples that I wanted to share with you about events that are coming up in the near term that will be flavored from our history and how we're setting ourselves in the future. There's a couple more that are too technical, so I'm letting Greg get a couple of them.
Well, part of my role for the lunch with the Lieutenant Governor, I will actually be helping serve the lunch. So that's part of what I do. We do, though, we have a couple of great events. One coming up in partnership with Old National Bank through their entire system, but also with the partners in Fort Wayne, but with the Tax Advantage Group that helped do the new market tax credits for the YMCA that is downtown, and hopefully the new YMCA that just was announced in Gibson County yesterday. And then our continuing partnership in the startup weekends and things that are happening with Elevate Ventures, USI, and Stephanie and the great work that she's doing through just innovation here. So lots of different events. Didn't want anybody to think that with this new organization, nothing was going to be done. In fact, everything's beginning tomorrow morning at 7:30 for the next big event. So the next up, though, we want to just thank everyone, in particular, for being here. It's very special, especially for those of us who came from the coalition with the start of that. I know Commissioner Musgrave and certainly Mayor Winnicky, Commissioner in terms of Saylor, and Commissioner Shoulders were very much engaged and involved in helping start an organization such as ours. And the great thing about it is that nothing is going to be left behind. It's building upon that foundation as we move forward, and ever so moving forward with the new organization. So we'll be available, I think, afterwards for if there are any media would like to have do one-on-ones, or if you have any specific questions now.
Anyone has questions.
Anybody has any questions, we'd be more than happy to answer any of those.
I'd be remiss if I didn't say, please leave with something. We've got some tchotchkes here. They're lovely. And they've got our new brand on them. So I want you to be able to get to our website. We've got a new website that's being stood up, and it'll have all of our information and events and that sort of thing on it. So.
And taste that coffee over
And
there.
taste the
Tell us
coffee.
what that blend's going to be.
But thank you all for coming, and seriously, if there's a question for the room, we're happy to take it, or we're available
No, we do
one-on-one.
one-on-ones. You ask us, you tell us.
Let everybody